Hey guys, welcome back to still don't know what to call this. Happy Halloween. It's Halloween out there. I'm currently recording this an hour before the Mavs game. It is exactly 1:30. Right now my Buffalo Bills are playing, so I'm keeping up with that on my phone. But today the Dallas Mavericks play the Sacramento Kings, and we'll get into that a little bit later. The first thing I want to touch on is the Dallas Mavericks in the past couple of games. So we're 3-2 right now, but we don't deserve to be 3-2. We're not playing well enough to be fourth in the West, which is what we are as I'm recording this. As you guys are seeing this, it's probably after the Mavs game or probably in between somewhere, or at least when it gets out. I don't know when you're seeing it. But anyway, that is going to change the standings. Of course, we're going to go up or we're going to go down. The Sacramento Kings are also 3-2, so hopefully it's a good game. Anyway, what I want to talk about is the Dallas Mavericks offense in the past couple of games. So right now, the Dallas Mavericks have, according to Basketball Reference, the worst offense in the NBA, 30 out of 30. And it looks like it. It looks like we deserve to have the worst offense in the league. And the biggest thing that I'm seeing, and I could go on about starting lineups and the first five on the first five on the court and rotations for hours. I could do that. I could sit here and talk about how Dwight Powell is eating up the floor, spacing is terrible. I could do that, and I might for a little bit, because it's true. It is true. But there are other reasons that we are the worst offense in the league, and I think the biggest thing is that Luka isn't just being very aggressive on the offensive side of the ball right now, especially towards the earlier part of the games. In the earlier part of the games, it kind of seems like he's trying to get his teammates involved, and that's something that's usually pretty good. That's something that LeBron James does a lot, and when LeBron James does it, he gets his teammates involved, starts to try and get their hands hot, and get them into shooting rhythm, and then he knows he can turn that switch on like that and just go. And the same thing goes for Luka. Luka can turn that switch on and go for like 6 points in a row if he wants to. But the thing is when he's trying to get his teammates involved early in the game, his teammates miss shots and aren't as good as LeBron's teammates usually are. Now, LeBron James has played with some of the best players of all time. Kyrie Irving, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, washed up Carmelo Anthony, but Kevin Love. All those players are some of the greatest players in NBA history. Luka Doncic is playing with Kristaps Porzingis, Tim Hardaway Jr., Reggie Bullock, and Dwight Powell. See how that might be a little bit of a difference? Now, I'm not saying it's wrong for Luka to try and get his teammates involved early in the game, get their hands hot, start seeing who's shooting the ball well, who's not, see if we have a good Tim Hardaway Jr. game. But the thing is that that's causing us to be down early in a lot of games. And that's the main point of what I'm trying to say today. Is that the Mavericks' first quarter they've been abysmal. They've been super ugly. Thursday against the Spurs, we were down super like 20 points or more in the first quarter, and I was there Thursday, and it was really hard. It was a tough watch. And even against the Raptors, we were down super big against the Raptors. Now we came back and won both those games. But we were fighting from behind. And when you're fighting from behind consistently in the NBA, like the Dallas Mavericks have been, it's hard to win games consistently. And even when we're not down super big, we're down at halftime. There hasn't been a game where we've been up at halftime. We've been down at halftime in every single game, all 5 of our games. And that's something I kind of want to see what happens in the Sacramento game. Now, I was contemplating making this video after the Sacramento game, seeing what changed, what didn't change. But I want to get this out before the Sacramento game just to, say, hey, this is what's happening. This is what I'm seeing. And in the Nuggets game and in the Rockets game, we were down at halftime, and we were down by like 6 points pretty consistently throughout the first half. Now, in the Rockets game, we ended up winning. And in the Nuggets game, we had a little bit of a comeback in the first and the third quarter, just, coming back, getting a little bit of a lead. And we lose it right again. And in the Nuggets game, we ended up losing by 31 points. And when you're not able to start off on a good foot like the Mavericks have been, starting out down halftime, down first quarter, down significantly in those games, it's hard to fight your way back into the games. And now, luckily enough, we have Luka Doncic, and we haven't played any super good teams other than the Denver Nuggets and the Atlanta Hawks. Both teams kicked our ass when we went down early and hard. And I'm not going to sit here and blame Luka because I don't think it's Luka's fault. I believe it's more of the offensive schemes that Jason Kidd's trying to incorporate, and maybe Luka's buying into it. Maybe he's not in the best shape. Now, I think that's crazy that Luka's not in the best shape. He's still a top 10 player in the league, and I don't know. I think the whole narrative of Luka's and out of shape and all that just bull. Now, another big takeaway that we've seen recently is that Kristaps Porzingis has been out, and that really sucks because all offseason the Mavericks told us was, oh, healthy Kristaps Porzingis offseason, first one ever. And he comes in the first 5 games, he's missed 2.5. Now, lower back tightness is something that's gonna stay with him. I've experienced that, not to like the level that he has, but I've had my back tight while I'm trying to play basketball. I'm like, all right, I can't do this. I don't want to hurt myself. So it's understandable. And then he had the black eye, which I'm still gonna give him a pass for that half game of poor shooting. But having your second best player miss 2.5 games out of lingering injuries, it sucks. It sucks. And I'm not saying that Kristaps Porzingis needs to go. I'm not yet. I might be on that train a little bit later, but not at the moment. All I want to see right now is improvement from this team offensively. Defensively, I think we're like 12th in the league, which is not terrible, but it's not great. It's a Mavericks team. We don't play defense. We score, and when you're not scoring and you're averaging under 100 points per game, then you're not going to win a whole lot of basketball games. What I'm looking to see today with the Sacramento Kings is if Luka is active against Davion Mitchell. Davion Mitchell is like one of the best defenders in the league right now as a rookie. He's called Off Night because when you play against him, you're going to have an off night, which I think is a really cool name, by the way. That's like one of the cooler nicknames in the league. But I just want to see if we're able to put the ball in the hoop because other than Davion Mitchell, De'Aaron Fox, subpar defender, Buddy Hield, subpar defender, Harrison Barnes is an okay defender. Harrison Barnes is also on record of being my least favorite Mav. I just didn't like watching Harrison Barnes in a Mavericks uniform, and I was at the game he got traded against the Hornets. I went to go see Kemba Walker, my favorite player of all time, and Harrison Barnes got traded, and I was like, oh shit. Now we got absolutely nothing in return, but that's for another video. That's for another day. Rashawn Holmes is a center that's very underrated and very good in this league, and he might give Dwight Powell some issues, so I hope we see Maxi Kleber. Maxi Kleber through these last couple of games have been really good. He holds the lead. He's the lead leader for most blocks in a game at the moment this season, not of all time. I think he had like 6 or 7 against the Spurs. He's been picking up the phone. He's been shooting well, and that's been nice to see. He's been one of the brighter spots in this 3-2, but really should be like 2-3. 1-4 Dallas Mavericks team. Another thing that I want to touch on a little bit is a statistic that I saw, and it was from Shot Quality on Twitter, and it was about the Mavericks and the Nuggets game, and I'll put it up on the screen. Basically, what this says is that based on the shots both teams took in the game against the Nuggets, the Dallas Mavericks win that game 65% of the time, and the Nuggets win this game 35% of the time. And we ended up losing by 31. Up on the screen, it shows, we should have shot a lot better, and the Nuggets should have shot a lot worse, stuff like that. Just basically saying we should have scored more, and the Nuggets should have scored less to the point where we should have won the game. Now, is this a game where I'm giving it a grain of salt, and I'm just like, hey, that's an anomaly. We shot the ball poorly, and the Nuggets just shot the ball incredibly well? Kind of. I'll give it the we shot the ball worse than we usually will treatment, but we haven't shot the ball well at all this season. So it's not a one-off right now. Right now it's a 5-off. Right now it's one of 5 games where we've all done the same thing. So we can't really say it's a one-off because all 5 games have been one-offs. Right now Jalen Brunson is our most efficient scorer at below 50%. Oh, well, not actually, but of high volume players that are playing a lot. Dwight Powell shooting like 49, but he misses a lot of layups and gets a lot of free throws. And another thing I'm going to touch on a little bit is that the Mavericks have been shooting extremely poorly from the free throw line. And it almost cost us the San Antonio Spurs game when Reggie Bullock split the pair. And I think it was Tim Hardaway Jr. went 0 for 2 from the line. And that gave Keldon Johnson and the San Antonio Spurs another drive down, which I think they scored on. And then they fouled Reggie Bullock, who made 1 of 2 to put it up into a 4-point game, 2 possessions, and we ended up winning. If you're not making free throws and you're not making good starts in the first, you're just not going to be winning basketball games. And that's kind of what I'm going to want to see today. With no KP, because KP got ruled out already for the second game. I want to see if the Dallas Mavericks are going to start out a lot hotter. If we're going to come into this game real lackadaisical, let the Kings get like a 20-point lead, like a 10, 15-point lead, and we start out the game shooting extremely poorly, or if we kind of come out of the gates firing. If we come out of the gates firing, I think this Dallas Mavericks team is very, very dangerous. But if we come starting out like we have, then I expect us to lose a lot of games this season. And I don't know if we can. I don't know who to blame that on right now. I don't know if that's the starting five, which is bad right now, or if it's a Jason Kidd, or if it's a Luka thing. I just don't know. Anyway, that's all I've got for you guys. Sometimes this week I'm gonna make a video that's not Dallas Mavericks. That's talking about like the Brooklyn Nets. James Harden just shot like 16 free throws the other game. And I kind of want to talk about how the free throw rule is, affecting the games nowadays. It has been a lot more low-scoring games. You've seen Devin Booker, Trae Young, people like that jump down in points. But you've also seen like Steph Curry and John Morant averaging like 30 or 40. So yeah, just be looking out for that this week. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. Podcast coming Thursday. And I will see you guys next time.